All right, hello and welcome to Mr. Kuchma's October grad advising announcement. I am going to be recording this for everyone to go over the most important parts of programming here at HCOS. I've got a list here, kind of like a checklist, and some of you this is actually your very first announcement video ever. We've had a huge influx of students this year, so welcome. Got to show off my HCO swag here. But I'm going to jump right into it, and I do realize that this is going to be a long video. So right off the bat, please stay with me. There's a lot of important information. All first of the 6 points are for everyone, and the last 3 are kind of a little bit more niche, but I'm going to jump right into provincial assessments. So you guys would have received an email from Kaylee Mowerman. She's the one who schedules provincial assessments. Now, if you didn't get an email from her, that's because you probably just weren't with HCOS quite yet. But there's 2 assessments you have to do in grade 10, and there's 1 assessment you have to do in grade 12. And these have to be done in person. And Kaylee Mowerman is amazing. She schedules them all. So you should receive an email from her. I think if you've never seen her, I think she's on our grad website. And she's the one who is amazing. Here's Kaylee. And yeah, I think even in resources, we have a section. Oh no, maybe it's not here. But it is here. We've got a whole page dedicated to the information around it. So if you want to prepare for it, you can come here. Honestly, they're very unique assessments. You can message me if you want more information, but the literacy one is pretty straightforward. The numeracy one is very problem-based, critical thinking. It's very interesting. And all 3 of these have to be done in order to graduate. So it's definitely important to schedule them into your year. Now, the very first write of them is going to be here in November. So if you signed up and you're writing it in November, awesome. Don't worry, there's going to be another possible session in January. Then there is another one in April. And then there's a third one in June. So just make sure that you sign up for one of them by the end of the year. Usually in grade 10, students are writing them in January, April, or June, because you kind of get to develop some skills throughout the school year. If you're in grade 12, kind of same thing. If you did not write your assessments last year, so if you are in grade 11 and you didn't write your assessments, book them as soon as possible because they are required to be done. Okay? So moving into next, progress bars and activations. This leads me into a couple different things, but I'm going to log into Brightspace. So when I log into Brightspace, this is my home page, and everyone here should be familiar with this. Parents, you can log in and check your kid's progress, and then obviously every kid that is watching this, you've been in here a ton. Now, I am at the home page, and what I want to tell you is that on the far right hand side is the Student Success Center. And so all you have to do is click the link and it will bring you here, and you can actually book spots with EAs. These are the 3 EAs that are available to you. I don't think Andrea is available to book with right now, but Taryn, Carly, and Lucinda are amazing. Now, Lucinda is our math and science gal, and then Carly and Taryn help with everything else. So they help with not only just anything literacy based, so careers, PE, English, socials, electives, but also executive functioning, which is scheduling and goal setting and check-ins and all that kind of stuff. So they are amazing. I'm going to go back to Brightspace, and I teach a bunch of courses, so these are just the courses that I teach. But if I go into life sciences, for instance, whenever you log into a course, it'll show your teacher on the right hand side here. But at the very top, I want to draw your attention to the pacing and progress tool. If you have not done so yet, everyone needs to click on this pacing and progress tool in your course and set that up. I'm in a teacher, so I don't have the same view as you do, but you're able to click on this. It'll say create schedule. You can choose the start date. It defaults as today, whatever day you're making it, and then goes all the way to the end. But it's a very strong tool for being able to stay on pace in your courses. And then when you log in, I think there's like a little circle that will tell you how far you are in your courses, and it will be down here. So parents, you are able to check your students' progress once they've set up that pacing and progress tool. Okay, so that's a really important thing. Now, on top of that, I have been checking in with a lot of students, and I'm noticing that a lot of students are not activated. Okay, they haven't activated their courses. So if you have received email communication, I want to talk about what activations are. So I'm going to go into my Life Sciences 11 course right here. And basically every single course should have some sort of course introduction. So I'm going to click on mine. And I've got a start here button. So you're going to click there. And then if I scroll down, there's a bunch of information about the course, but at the very bottom, I literally write down how to get activated. And so in my course, students have to complete the taxonomy challenge. I'll scroll down a little. Oh, I can't scroll down. My head's in the way a little bit, but students have to complete the taxonomy challenge. And it specifically says to get activated in this course, you will need to watch the first 2 lessons and then complete the taxonomy challenge. Once that's marked, your course will have an active date, so you've started, and you have 365 days to complete the course from that date. So after Unit 1 is taxonomy, and students have to complete Lesson 1, Lesson 2, and then there's a taxonomy challenge in document form and in PDF form, and then students have to submit that here. And that's how students get activated. I'm noticing that lots of students are not activated, which means maybe you're watching the lessons, and maybe you've done work, but you haven't submitted whatever it was that was actually required to get activated. So just be aware that is how to find out what's required, and it requires you to submit something or complete some sort of quiz or questionnaire or something in order to get activated. Now, I'm also noticing that students have a fairly large amount of struggle in high school. This is pretty universal. So there's 2 things I want to draw to your attention. If anxiety in particular is one of your things, I'm going to go through that in a minute, but we actually have assessments. There's 3 assessments and they're free to complete. This doesn't get you a diagnosis or anything, but it can definitely help in trying to find out what your biggest struggles are with school. So we've got 2 that are they're long acronyms, the DORA and the ATOM, and they are to test your literacy and your numeracy ability, okay? But the 3rd one is the Gibson, and this is the one that I like the most. The Gibson is a very interesting one because it looks at your cognitive ability, and I actually did a Gibson a bunch of years ago. So this is Mr. Kuchma's. I'll zoom out a little bit, and I kind of want to showcase where my strengths are. So I have very strong visual processing, and I have a very strong working memory, which is very interesting. Everything else is like kind of, above average. Everything else is okay. But you'll see I'm in the red. There's something sorry, I'll scroll down. These are like green. Processing speed is fine, it's average. But yeah, I have very high visual processing and then super terrible long-term memory. So I'm terrible at memorizing your guys' names, and I have to write tons and tons of notes if I ever want to remember anything. So this was really good for me to find out because I have strategies to help me remember things. Like I put lots of reminders in my phone for things and stuff like that. So this is definitely the one that I find is the most useful, and literally every single one of you guys could do one of these if you wanted. What you'll see is this is my current graph, and as you just go throughout life and you get older, usually your surface area starts to increase. But you can see that I've got this major deficit here, which is my long-term memory. And I bet you my long-term memories maybe improved a little bit over time. I remember that when I met with the person who oversees these, she said that, you know, eventually it'll grow out and you can improve your long-term memory with different strategies. But yeah, everywhere else I'm okay. This was just the one area that was a big struggle. So all that to say, that if you are interested in finding out a little bit about assessments that we have here at HCOAS to find out what your struggle might be, let me know. I can help you with that. Next up, if you are struggling and anxiety is the particular thing that it is, we have this really cool learning camp that still has a couple seats. And normally this learning camp costs a lot of money, but they have a really good rate for HCOAS students. So this is our homepage for everything. This is right here. Let me go like this. The website is onlineschool.ca/HCOS. And I think every single person here already has this bookmarked. But if you go down to programs and curriculum, and if you open up the learning groups website, you can go to participate now. This is going to be a virtual opportunity. So if we scroll down, this is available for anyone. So anyone from grade 10 to 12. And if you select the region, it's a virtual one. And it is right here. So it's available for grade 9 to 12, but I mean, I only oversee grade 10 to 12. And if you click here to learn more, I believe it only, is there, oh yeah, details and apply. It's only $50. So you guys are all registered students that I oversee. So this would only cost you $50 to attend, and there's a minimum of 4 sessions. No, how many sessions are there? There's a lot of sessions. And anyway, it's a really great, yeah, let's see, it's on Fridays from now until December 13th. And yeah, girls have a section from grade 10 to 12, so the girls are all on their own, and then boys is later on in the afternoon from 12:30 to 2:30, and synchronous classes are not on Fridays, so anyone can take this. It's available to all. So yeah, let me know if that's something that you are interested in. I hugely recommend this learning camp. Anyone who's done it that I've talked to really enjoyed it. Okay, so a couple more things. Just mark your calendars. There is going to be a grad info night on November 20th at 7 p.m. And it's going to be led by Chelsea and Trish, which is like our principal, vice principal, but I'll be there as well. I think all the grad advisors will be. So that's something coming up, and that's just about any and all information related to HCOAS and the grad program. And then there's also a very interesting, I'll try to go through these last 4 a little bit quicker. This is available for anyone grade 10 to grade 12, but there's also going to be a college fair for Christian colleges and universities. So if you're interested in that, there's a bunch of information here, but it's literally a 3-day event from 7 to 9, and there are a massive amount. I'll just pause it here and you guys can take a look at all of these. I'm familiar with like Cape and Ray and Trinity Western. I've sent students to Ambrose, but there's a lot. I know, yeah. If you have ever heard of these Peace River Bible Institute, there's a lot of different Bible colleges that you can attend. And this is the info session to find out more about them and what they have to offer. And it's free and it's all online on Zoom. So there's that. This is only for grade 12s, but grade 12s, if you are planning to go to university and you want to look into scholarships, 2 things. Number 1, you need to get ready to apply to university soon. Applications are probably open to the majority of universities that you'd want to go to, and they close later in February. So you got time. But This is specifically for scholarships. If you are interested in scholarships, I have a really cool scholarship opportunity for you. You have to be in grade 12, and you have to live in school district 23, so that's in like Kelowna. But if that is you, I've got a really cool thing for you, and you can book a time with me. For everybody else, there's still lots of opportunities, just not this one. So that's okay. Last two things, I had a super fun time mountain biking a couple Fridays ago. It was a blast. I had students come from all over. I had 8 students that we went mountain biking at Knox. It was amazing. I'm probably going to do that in the spring. If you have a mountain bike, specifically a downhill mountain bike, and you are interested in mountain biking, let me know. I have a file on my computer called HCO Students Who Mountain Bike, and I would love to go mountain biking with you. And lastly, we have a very interesting scenario with our travel programs. Okay, so we have a bunch of different trips. Actually, we're showcasing the SEALs trip right now on the HCO's homepage. But there are 3 trips: the Adventure Discipleship Program and the SEALs. I'll talk about the Comp Civ in a second. But both of these filled up this year, like right away. And the Comp Civ trip didn't get enough interest, so it actually got canceled, which is a little bit of a bummer. So the SEALs trip, which is to Guatemala, it's very much a outreach-driven course. You get 8 credits for it. It's in spring, and it looks like it's April, and it's super awesome. This is definitely more like a missions focused. The Comp Civ trip is very educational focused. You go to Europe, and this is worth a minimum of 16 credits, I think, or a minimum of 12, but you can get up to 16 credits, and it's a super awesome thing, something to look forward to next year. And then same thing, the Adventure Discipleship Program, 12 credits, and it is a backpacking extraordinaire trip, which is super awesome. So all of those programs are available next year, and if you're interested, let me know. I can send you to the right people to talk to. And then to finish up today, I encourage you guys to be finding your rhythm. It is October 30th. I think I have definitely found my rhythm in what my weeks look like. September was crazy. It was the busiest year we've ever had. We've got the highest numbers that HCOS has ever had this year, so it's been pretty crazy that way. I think I kind of know when I do my marking. I know when I do my Zoom office hours. I've gotten into a rhythm. So that is what I encourage you guys to be doing right now too, is finding the rhythm that works for you, making sure that you have enough time for school, enough time for faith, enough time for family, and having a calendar or schedule that can really be helpful. So that's why the very first thing I wanted to kind of talk about was progress bars in Brightspace. It's super helpful. But yeah, I wish you guys all the best. We've made it through September. We've made it through October. Tomorrow's Halloween. Hopefully you guys have fun with that. And yeah, with November, we are 1 more month into the school year. So I encourage you guys all to reach out if you guys need help or if you guys got questions based off of this video. And I wish you all the best in this 2024-2025 school year. Take care.